Welcome to Open Mind Industries Podcast, The Mind Unleashed. Sit back, relax, and unleash your mind. Hey guys, welcome to The Mind Unleashed episode 100. Holy fuck, we finally did it. It's been a minute. So I recorded one yesterday, and that was episode 100. It sounded like shit. So I readjusted the microphones on me. I haven't recorded in over like I think a month and a half, 2 months, something like that. I don't even know when the last one I put out is. I know that was online dating part 1. There will be an online dating part 2. But yeah, man, holy fuck, did it. It's been a wild ride, and it's good to be back doing this, man. I really missed doing the podcast, speaking my mind, and sadly a lot's going on media, and then, I'll address some of that, even though I don't, go into politics, but it's a big deal. It's a big deal for women's rights and just fucking everybody's rights in general, with gay rights, all that good shit, and I just want to give my 2 thoughts and love and compassion to everything that's been going on with all that shit. And it's fucked up. It really is. It's a fucked up thing. What they're saying they want to do and all that shit. And at the end of the day, man, everybody needs to fucking just take a deep breath and breathe. I can't imagine what my mom would have done, if they forced her to abort me, because for those who don't know and shit like that, I was born 1 pound 2 ounces premature baby, which happens quite a bit. And cerebral palsy is what I have, and hearing many parents who have spoken to many things, this could happen or that could happen, it's not fucking right. And then, one thing I really do need to kind of shove out too is I know all my gal pals and ladies, I know you're speaking out of hurt. I know you're thinking of hurt. Hey guys, men need to start taking this and that and that and this. And then, get it off your head. If that what helps you clear your brain, go right ahead. Just know you have a lot of backers behind you, and this was brought up by people who no longer want to deal with the situation. So it went from the Supreme Court saying, hey, we want nothing to fucking do with this. Let's make it a state thing. And you gotta realize, it's a big fucking thing, and a lot of people are in your corner, because the minute they're attacking one thing, they're attacking another thing. If it's not gun rights, it's whatever. And, Samuel Jackson said it best in the fucking Avengers thing, we made a decision. I know you made a decision, but given it's a dumbass decision, I choose to ignore it. And what that means is we're not obeying your fucking stupid rules, And laws are meant to be broken. So, I know so many people who've had to have abortions for medical reasons or what have you, and I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying whatever I'm pro-choice. You do what you gotta do in the situation. And like I said, I can't imagine my mother being told, hey, he's not moving or breathing, so we're gonna abort him. And luckily, sadly, I won't say luckily, but luckily I have a story, to hit this is, one of my performer friends, when it was like 2015, she was saying that they had a stillborn, and the doctor had to put down, no heartbeat, all that stuff like that, and the doctor had to sign a paperwork saying we had to abort it, take it out of her to healthfully, because a dead fetus, sadly, it will poison the body, and yada yada yada, and it poisons the bloodstream, and how Stephen kind of brushed it up like that. But to hear the stupidity of some things, and it just makes me kind of just, But again, this is brought up by people who no longer want to deal with the situation. So, I have faith for the future, and the reason why I have faith, many people are like, what the fuck, why do you have faith? It's because there's a lot of doctors and a lot of things that have come up and said, you know what, we're not going to follow these rules and regulations. A lot of states are saying we're not following these rules and regulations, go fuck yourself. So, You know, we're not gonna fucking report it to you. We're not gonna fucking do this. We're not gonna do that. California just announced they're not gonna report abortion, and they're gonna keep it legal. So many other states are following suit. You know, and we're not gonna do this. And like I kept telling people, this was just a Supreme Court decision that means objectively fucking shit in my mind, because the states now have to make up the rights. Texas, yes, but it is what it is. I may offend some of you. By all means, feel free to delete. Feel free to take me off your podcast list. I don't really care. But I'm here to speak my mind about it. And you know, and people need, like I said, people need to take a deep breath in, out, in, out. You know, and a lot of girls are like, you need to get a vasectomy. And it's like, can, but also that comes down to male stupidity. You know. In my opinion, what a real man is, myself included, someone who takes, handles his consequences. He doesn't fucking go just fucking anything. He has protective sex. You know. Yes, you can get a vasectomy, but why? Why do you want a vasectomy? I have friends that have them, but not for the reasons you think. They had them because they fuck too much, and one of my friends has 6 kids in a fucking row with the same woman, and at their number 6, they were both like, you're getting a vasectomy. My other friend has fucking 7, you know. It was like, whew, how many kids do you have? He doesn't have one. But, you know, I have many that have them because of reasons, and it's not because they didn't want them, it's that they have too many. So, you know, many women are like, oh, which man would get vasectomies? I'm like, men can also practice safe sex. And you do not have to take birth control. You are a fucking human. You do not need to follow these rules and regulations. That's my people break laws all the fucking time, you know, so rules are meant to be broken, you know, so it's my opinion on all that. You know, I'm here for, you know, I can't imagine everybody's like, oh, this means this and this means that. Like, no, like I just said, there's faith in what's coming up, because there are doctors and people saying, fuck you to the law. And you're refusing to obey it. So, like I keep telling people, it's we the people, not the other way around. We the people. So, people need to stop for a moment, take a quick deep breath in, and remember who the fuck the people are. It's you. That's what scares many governments. You know, we the people. You know, like I said in my article, you know, they're scared of you, not the, you know, it shouldn't be the other way around. You know, you should not be scared of your government. You should be scared. They should be scared of you. You vote for them. You put them in office. You know. And, hate to say it, but that's the way it is. And they would like to mind control you. And the minute, like I said, the minute they get up here, the minute they start clouding this, they've won. You know, the minute you start bringing this, you know, your mental stress home to your family and projecting it, I get it. Like, you're projecting because you're upset about a situation that's affecting many. But the minute they get up here, they've won, and you need to realize to take a break from media and sources. Take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out, and know that there's hope for the fucking future. This is why I feel so stable of what's coming up. I mean, am I worried? Yeah, a little bit worried. At the same time, I'm not, because there's tides are changing. And some say it's for the worse, some say it's for the better. But I'm very optimistic. I don't know. Everything can be switched in a second. There's nothing set in stone. You know, as, you know, Kyle Reese said, there's no fate. And what no fate actually meant was, there's no fate in what you make. The future is not set. You know, so you can't, one day it's a law, the next day it's not a law. The one day it's this, the next day it's that, you know, and then it's like a guy was saying today, they're attacking everything. They're trying to attack everything. They're trying to crush down broken barriers and bring up old wounds and shit like that. And you have to remember, we the people put these people in office. We the people need to think for ourselves, you know. And you should not force feed your opinion on anybody, as I wouldn't do to you. You should be open-minded. Get it? The Mind Unleashed. Yeah. Get it? So, yeah, it's been a wild fucking ride for the past couple of days, reading through Facebook posts and friends and consoling them and listening, and like I said, my opinion is this, the Samuel Jackson and that fucking Avengers quote is, we made a decision. Yeah, I understand you made a decision, but given it's a dumbass decision, I choose to ignore it, and I don't follow what they're saying. I mean, I don't give a fuck what law you put in place. Many people aren't going to follow it, many people are going to push back, and that's common. And just because you said something doesn't mean people are going to agree with it. So, I'm grateful there's a lot of doctors out there willing to lose their licenses. I'm grateful there's a lot of representatives willing to lose their seats because of a topic. But the one thing I do not like is when they get up here, guys, and they're affecting your work life or your home life, that's when I kind of draw the line there. I say, you have to find you again. I get it that you're upset, you're speaking. If you don't speak up, nothing's ever going to happen. It takes all of us to speak up. But the men, if they get up in here, and you're taking that aggressiveness home to your family, or harming others around you, or saying hateful things to them, even though they didn't even do anything. I get it, you're venting, but that's when when you're projecting your hatred or harm towards your family or friends, that's when you need to take a step back and reevaluate what the fuck is going on, what's really going on. And I think many forget. Many forget themselves. Many forget. Oh my God. Holy shit. This is upsetting me, but at the same time, I need to focus on what I'm working on, or what have you. And there needs to be advocacy. There needs to be, people fighting for the good fight. At the same time, like I said, you can't bring that shit home with you. You can't rub it out to can't throw it in your friends' faces because they believe a certain way that you don't. And I'm grateful for a lot of friends that I have. And the statement I wrote last night was, and I'll put it up for you guys. And statement that I wrote. It's here. Come on. So I'm reading this up to you guys. You know what I find fascinating? Everyone has a different viewpoint, opinion, etc. Everyone is playing the if you agree or disagree with this topic, unfriend me. I'm talking about Facebook. People keep doing that. Lately I've been seeing this trend. It really needs to stop. Unfriend me. What does that prove? Question mark. It proves everyone has an opinion that you may not like. Case in point. I find it fascinating. I find it very fascinating. Many preach being open-minded and allowing freedom of speech, but yet criticize people for doing so. Who's being a hypocrite? I have yet to delete anybody or tell them to delete themselves. I'm probably been deleted by many. I could give a fuck, which I really could, honestly. I may not like what you say and agree with it. Agree with your opinion, but I will defend your right to do so, is what I wrote last night. And I wasn't projecting on anybody else. I have a lot of friends on my friends list that are very smart people, but very clouded lately. Very clouded in this mindset. And I don't know where this mindset of, if you agree with abortion, delete me. If you agree with this, delete me. If you agree with, it's like, no. No, it's not how life works. Yes, you talk to people away from your circle, but it's always going to be that toxic person right next to you anyway. I love when people if I remove toxicity, it's never going to come back in. The next person in your group, probably very toxic. Be wary of it. Be very wary of it. But be cautious too. It's like you can't. When you want to speak about a topic, you should be criticized. I'm very criticized in the way I speak you know? But, I don't know where that came from. I don't really know, you know, delete me if you don't like if you agree with this, delete me. It's like, then why the fuck did you accept this person or persons on your Facebook page if you knew they had a different opinion than you? What are you proving? You're proving you're closed-minded. Someone doesn't agree with your topic or your opinion, you're telling them to pretty much shut the fuck up and go away. Because you want everyone to agree with your opinion. That's not right. No. But, you know, like I said, I do very much have faith in the future. I know some people are like, what the fuck? What do you mean by faith? Like I said, people are very much stepping up. There's been people, advocates stepping up. There's been people willing to lose their licenses for topics and things and help. The thing that I wish would be fixed, besides the whole abortion thing, which is going to be fixed. There's states are already, good people have already kicked in and going, fuck you. You can't tell us what to do. You can't tell us what to do. And I like that. I like that a lot of doctors on other podcasts, many doctors are threatening to, you know, even government officials are saying, we're not going to fucking report this. You know? Who the fuck tells you we have to? We have to follow what you say? Who the fuck are you? So, I like that. I like that people are bending to the rules today see that, you know, like I said, we the people. We the people. And many people forget that we the people. People keep forgetting, oh my god, it's the government, it's the government. It's not a his or her thing, it's an us thing. Because once they attack one thing, they go after fucking another thing. Disability rights, they go after fucking the LGBTQ, ABCDEFG, whatever the fuck you guys want to call yourself now. I'm sorry I said that, but every fucking day there's a new letter, and I'm just like, wait, what does it mean? And I have to go to Michael and David and all my gay friends and go, what does it mean? What's A mean now? A could be asexual. This one could be in this. What does V mean? V means bike here. You know, you like V. You like letter V. I don't fucking know. You know, I have a lot of so many fucking trans friends. I'm just like, what do I call you today? Because a lot of them are struggling with that. You know, and I've been called fucking transphobic, I've been called many things, but it's because I have an open fucking mind. It's like, and a lot of my trans friends know I'm not transphobic. It's you know, I'm very open-minded to the idea, but you have to take a big fucking commitment there too. But, you know, like I said, they're not just attacking, our governments are not just attacking one fucking thing, they're attacking every fucking thing in order, your interracial marriage, your fucking disability rights, your fucking abortion, your fucking everything. And the problem is, it's like, you know, people are forgetting what made, they're forgetting to stick up for themselves and go, wait a minute, not just us. If I don't open my mouth today, it won't be the, but they're also shoving, like, now girls are shoving down that agenda of vasectomies, men should get vasectomies. It's like, no, because men weren't telling you to get an abortion, but you had that option. You still have that option. There's other ways of getting an abortion too, actually. Which a friend of mine, really, who she's very educated, in fact, said, it's like, I hate to tell all you ladies this, you know, even though I have my first kid, and I've had miscarriage, she had a miscarriage, herself and spoke about it. I hope to have her on the podcast. She's a very beautiful person, and I can't wait to sit down with her and talk with her. But she explained another abortion thing. And there's so many different ways of getting one. And she goes, just so you women know, you know, as much as this is affecting us on this abortion technique, it's not affecting this abortion technique. And this doesn't have to be reported. So, like I said, you put a problem in somebody's way, they're going to mod it. They're going to go around the problem. And people are forgetting that. They're forgetting how ingenuity works, how America was fucking founded, and all these people. You had the fucking, you know, founding fathers and all this bullshit. Didn't like fucking taxation, so we fucking revolted. You know? And I get it. We're just in a fuck you phase right now. And people are starting to go, wait a minute. Wait a minute. And like I said, but a few friends that have had abortions, one for medical reasons, a couple other ones, it was just not the time. A family friend had an abortion, wasn't going to end well. It would have ruined her life, but she had that option. To tell women now that you're going to fucking kill them, physically murder them, is disgusting. It's disgusting. What I'm about to say is probably going to piss off some of you. And so be it. But it's my opinion. I do not agree with fucking racism or pedophilia. If you're going to fucking physically rape someone and force them to have the baby of the rapist, but yet kill her for wanting to have an abortion, you are one sick fucking closed-minded motherfucker. This person unwillingly got impregnated, and you're telling them they have to have that child. Tell me that's not fucked up. For psychology. And I hate that episode 100, I'm starting this off, but I wanted to get this out of my brain because this is what I've been going through the last couple of days. I apologize for those listening. Why the fuck am I listening to this? I apologize. But you can skip through this. Just the podcast will get better, but I just wanted to get this off my brain. But I don't agree with, I want to go with rapism or fucking pedophilia. I believe if you're gonna fucking kill somebody for having an abortion, you might as well fucking kill those fucks too. They don't deserve to fucking live. But, people, we need to separate church and state. We've been needing to do that for many years. That's my opinion on that, so. But now you have my thoughts. I'm just me getting the shit out of my head. Like I said, I haven't done a podcast in a bit, so I want to apologize for those who fucking tuned in, had to listen to that, but you're probably nodding your fucking head, you're probably already skipped past this, you probably already deleted me off your fucking whatever, I don't care. But I needed to speak, invent that out of my system, and let those know that you have allies, you have brothers and sisters, people who fucking care. You need to breathe. We, as a culture, race, need to fucking relax. Shit ain't gonna get any better if we just keep fighting and arguing with each other. Yeah, we know bad shit's coming. We know. I can't tell you when it's gonna get better. I can't tell you when it's gonna plateau. I can't tell you when it's gonna bubble, it's gonna burst. But, again, if you allow all of that to get up here, allow them to get in here, they've won. So, please, be kind to those around you. Be kind to your family members. I get it. I get it. That's like advice I could give you. Just breathe. Because if you're taking that negativity home, they've won. And that's what they want you to do. They want you to sit there on the couch and family argue and divorce and all that kind of stupid shit. That's true. They want you to be, because it distracts you from other things that they're doing. So, what does that prove? Anyway, now that that's off my fucking head, and I thank you for putting up with that from the bottom of my heart. I just need to get that off my top of my head, and how I felt about all the bullshit that I've had to read for the last fucking 3-4 days. And I've had to deal with people, just venting and screaming and stuff like that. So, it's been a fucking wild ride. It has been a wild ride to get here to the episode 100. Many podcasts, many dislikes, many likes, I can't thank you guys enough for fucking clicking that play button, to be on the bottom of my heart. It has been a fucking run. I didn't think years ago I would fucking even be able to just speak my mind the way I just did. But many of you allowed that. Many of you have clicked the fucking play button and said, alright, he's going through this moment, let him speak. For those who've clicked and fucking stayed along for this journey and allowed to watch me grow, and thank you. Thank you. I mean, it's really brought me to a new horizon. I'm grateful to say I've helped friends start their own podcasts. You know, I've had at least 3 to 4 start their own podcast. And I'm grateful that they're doing that and having their own little nostalgia, because it gives them an outlet to speak and get that out their mind. Whether it's video games, whether there's this, whether there's that, you know, everyone has an audience. And this one is my own personal blog of like what it's like to be not only disabled, I don't have an opinion, but what do I like? What do I dislike? What is the technology? How is it advancing? This shit, and we're gonna go into some of that just a bit. It's been a wild fucking ride. I didn't think episode 1 in, I went out and I bought a fucking shitty recorder. I sat down with a friend of mine and I was at work and I was like, you know, I want to start a podcast, but I didn't know how much a podcast cost. And then I got Squarespace and was like, oh shit, I can do a podcast on this? Good. And you could just fucking upload, you know, your audio, and I had to learn how to do that, and out came the first one, and it was shit. Second one, a little better, third one, a little better, and then it finally started getting on a roll, and then, you know, one became fucking 99, and went to go start another one with Del Marie, and I'm not sure if we're ever going to pick up back on that one. I've spoken to her, but she's been going through some shit. So whenever she's ready, the door and the microphones are always ready. You know, so I understand. Fucking, it's a wild ride, and I just can't believe I made it this fucking far. When somebody says, "What have you done?" and then, you know, you kind of have something to show for it. This podcast has not made me any money. This comes out of my own fucking pocket. It's not that hard. It's like $15 a month just for the 200 whatever megabytes for storage. You can get more than that, but if you're not recording that many episodes, you know, it works out perfectly. And then you gotta, you know, I've had so many editors call me or, you know, email me on the open mind fucking Gmail and email and ask like, hey, can you put your shit on our network, and can you, you know, we can get you the audience you need. And I'm like, nah, man, I'm a one-man army. I don't need, you know, I don't need or want at the moment. And I'm very grateful for a lot of people who contacted me directly and said, hey, man, love to work with you. If we can do an episode together and if we can edit it and make it sound better. Maybe you just need something that sounds okay. And a lot of it's bullshit. A lot of the ones like emails I get are bullshit. It's like, hey, be part of our podcasting network. And it's like, no, give my podcast to you. Give you my masters? No. Because what you're going to do with it is going to fucking put, you know, advertising in it and make it your own, and I work for you, and that's not me. That's not the way I want to work. It's my own podcast, kind of my blog of what I feel, and stuff like that. But, you know, never would I fucking thought in a million years that I'd fucking beat episode 100, you know, and fucking next week will be fucking episode 101. Fucking insane. Fucking insane. Just checking what the time was. You know, can't imagine, like, if I went and got another, you know, recorder, bought a Zoom H4 and, you know, fucking Pro. Now I'm doing this with lapel mics, and I'm fucking using a MacBook Pro, doing my editing through Final Cut and shit like that. It just proves anybody fucking, you can do what you put your fucking mind to, and you know, I wouldn't say go down my fucking road to get into business debt and all that good stuff, and, you know, it's hard to you can get out of that and stuff like that. And ridiculously crazy. But, you know, it wasn't much to say the last couple of months. I wanted to do this, and you know, I was reminiscing on all the podcasts I've done, and what it took me to sit down each week and record and edit and put another one up, And quality over quantity is what I've learned. And I'm a nobody. I'm a fucking nobody. These podcasts are... But at the same time, I feel like I've completed something. And I've hit a few people in the gut because, you know, from Ashes 1, which was me talking about my mental health and stuff like that, people saying, you know, that helped because I dealt with it too, or whatever, and, you know, I can even say that, like, I'm part of a chat group on Facebook that deals with that for those with disabilities, and I've been a mediator kind of on that, not a mediator, but like somebody who sits down and just listens. And many people have sadly have cause self-infliction to themselves or pass to the other side. And it's been heartbreaking, because you see all these good people that are just like, hey, I can't do this anymore. Or when people say, the abortion thing's a big deal. Well, it's disabled rights. People who are unable to get married, and people who are not able to make a financial goal, because you're strapped down to the benefits that you're given. So you can only make so much, and I'll tell you what I get per month. It's not even $900 a month from Social Security. Disability, it's not even that. Then I have to make up that extra income, and I cannot go over about $2,000 a month. And that's pretty ridiculous. So when you think about, having to have a mortgage or home with your parents and stuff like that, if you're trying to get a car, you're going to move back with your parents, I feel what these people are feeling, and to be able to kind of kick that into their mind and go, it's possible, you can do what you can do. And that's kind of what this podcast has become. It's become my mental outlet, but I feel bad for those people that sadly I woke up one morning a month ago, and sadly I got the note in saying we'd like to, send our condolences to so-and-so, and I couldn't fucking believe it. I was like, just talking to this guy not even 2 weeks ago, before that happened, and life was stressful, but he was okay, he was looking forward to things, and then bada bing, bada boom, you let it happen. So anything with the 3D printing group, with Creality, there's some people on there that like to show their 3D printing work, and another dude offed himself on that site, and I'm like, what the fuck? And, it had to do a lot with COVID, it had to do a lot with mental stability, and that's another thing that we don't really address, is our mental health, and people sit there and go, what does that have to do with anything? And you're just like, to find what's up here, to find out who you truly are, it can take a while. And, this podcast really helped me understand and help me be a better thinker, or better talker. It may not sound like I'm a good talker, but when I'm able to, when I'm at work, if it's universal, I'm able to sit down and actually listen to somebody talk and then break down the problem or solution. And I know many people, sadly, do not like talking. They get so tongue-tied and twisted and stage fright. And one of my new coworkers told me, he goes, how do you have all that energy and charisma, to talk? And I said, honestly, dude, I was very introvert before I came here. I was very nervous about talking to anybody, or, I like to, I've got a horrible mouth, as you all can tell. Say fuck every 2 seconds. Actually, every 1.5. Maybe. But it is what it is. I am who I am, and like I said, I told everybody in the beginning of the podcast, I never wanted to lie. I never wanted a company to find out what this podcast was, who the fuck I was, and say, yeah, we don't want to deal with him because his podcast has too many F words in it, or it has too much this. Well, I wanted people to notice that you got what you got. And when you signed on with me, you knew what you got, and there was no hidden agenda or hidden anything like that. You knew what you're getting your hands into, and I wish a lot of people did that in life, but a lot of people don't. They hide who they truly are until the agenda is reached, and I don't do that. And I have no plans on changing my mindset or my outlook to benefit them or whatever, it's not quid pro, you scratch my back, I scratch your back, no, I'm going to be who the hell I am. I don't agree with changing my mindset just to fit your agenda. And, but how I got all this fucking charisma was sitting behind you with you guys. And people encouraging me, like, hey man, your mic was a little bit off, maybe up there a little bit. Hey, here's a topic for the next podcast. Maybe it's a 3D printing idea. Hey, maybe it's more mental health stuff. What is going on with you? And then when you have people like that who do listen, I have a friend who said he never listened. I was walking into work one day, he goes, I subscribe to your podcast. I subscribe to your other podcast. And he goes, to be honest, I never listened. I never listened. And most of you would take that as a sign of insult. And I can't say it's an insult. I can say he knew The reason why he subscribed is because he knew that would make me to what I like to do. So he's trying to encourage it. Because if you don't encourage somebody to do something, how do they get out of their element? Hey, get up there and dance. Oh, I can't dance. How do you know you can't dance? Well, I know I can dance because when I dance, I've got 2 left feet. Well, neither can they. But get up there, show what you got, have some fun, loosen up. It opens the mind. It opens who you are. You know, it opens up so many ideas. And so many people have forgotten to be experimental. Get out of their comfort zone. And lately I feel like that's becoming a big fucking problem. So many people are too scared to step on eggshells. So many people are scared to get yelled at. So many people are scared to take the initiative, maybe to the next job, myself included. Because a few months ago, with gas prices being on the fucking rise, you know, I've been told to find a new job close by home. And the problem is, you go, okay, I'm going to go to all these new websites, these ZipRecruiters, these Indeeds, but now I need to present myself in such a way that makes me stand out. How do I stand out? Well, I can tell them I'm good at this, I can tell them I can type this many words, I can do this, I can show them my charisma with customer service. Maybe that might work. And we've kind of gotten to our comfortability of losing that, of not wanting to learn something new. Okay, we're in the comfort zone of holding on to what we believe, and you know, oh, but David found out that I'm not good, or we put that self-doubt in our head that we don't want to explore a new passion, a new idea. And it's hard. It's hard. I mean, I've been there. But lately my thing has been, show your passion, show your ideas. And this podcast has really opened my eyes to so many new things and people and writers and ideas of technology and how technology has been able to help. And the personal blogger, well, now the influencer, even TikTok has a new thing. I was listening on the way to work, and TikTok has now become, I learned it from TikTok. And I know somebody, I was telling a friend of mine that somebody's suing TikTok, I believe, for like 1.2 mil for misinformation or something like that, because he was misguided. I guess something broke, and this TikToker was telling you how to fix it, and the guy should have known, like, you don't get all your info from just TikTok. It's 60-second clips, you know, not even a minute clip, even less than that. I learned it from TikTok. It's like, okay, but did you, before you decided to do what this person told you, did you see a disclaimer? Did you think, maybe I shouldn't be listening to that? You know? Who knows? So I know that many TikTokers, many YouTubers, or influencers, as you may want to call them, or social media people, have to put down on their you know, thing, please do this at your own risk. Excuse me. It is almost 9 o'clock, and I am totally exhausted. But yeah, and that's becoming the norm with that. The TikToker is becoming the thing. And I find it fascinating. I really do. Yeah. I don't think that guy's going to win the lawsuit, but I find it intriguing that, you know, people are now becoming, I'm trying to think of the exact word would work. I don't know if it's more numb to the idea of doing the research or letting the research come to them. And sadly, you know, we what's the word? Don't believe everything. You know, the saying, don't believe everything you hear or read. Everything you dissolve. And people have now, you know, you'll see a lot of the, especially the younger generation now, people way younger than me, a couple years younger than me, believing all these new theories, these new ideas, and not even fact-checking them, you know. So I find it really hard that I'm out fact-checking a lot of things, or finding the full videos to think, because I told myself, a couple years ago. I was like, I'm getting older too. I'm like 36, and I was like, man, now I have to like, fact check everything. I have to kind of go backwards. And I would never kind of get old. And then I've kept that promise to myself. I was like, I'm gonna keep evolving on technology. I'm gonna keep, and every day I'm learning something new. Every day, every fucking day, I'm on YouTube, or I'm reading a new article, or I'm just keeping up with the new trend, or I'm just like reading and using that and turning that hybrid into a new thing. And I know so many people that are in their 50s going, no, I can't, I don't want to do that anymore. Or, I like the old ways better, and it's spooky that people would rather go back than forward. I like how it used to be. Hate to tell you, how it used to be is pricking us in the butt. How it used to be. How it used to be was not good. Not good at all. Yeah, that generation needs to either be enlightened or definitely needs to be enlightened. It's just funny because, we're told to be, when you're younger, learn every day. Be encouraged, get ready to try something new. And then the older generation is like, no, I don't like this new style of things, and this TikTok, and this Facebook, and this media. I have never been able to get fucking information so quick. I remember back in like, 98 or 99. When the internet was finally becoming a fucking huge thing, and you would AOL Messenger, and now you're able to get fucking data on your fucking phone, man. On my fucking supercomputer. I'm wearing a smartwatch to this phone. I'm able to get any kind of data I want quickly. And that's crazy that I'm able to do a quick lesson plan or a quick learn of like, hey, what am I looking for? I'm getting stuck on something, or I'm looking for a solution, troubleshooting issue to something in the house, or what have you. It's there. It's wild. It's wild what everything's become, It's wild that we've all become podcasters and media influencers. Everybody's like, well, you're a media influencer. I'm like, I am not. I don't influence anything. At least I don't think I do. What I like to do is encourage. I like to encourage those to be themselves. I like to encourage those to be, number one, be yourself, and number two, just have a good fucking time, as long as you're not hurting anybody, now I sound like Kevin Smith. No, start a podcast, do this, do that, as long as you're not hurting anybody. But yeah, I could totally agree with that, but, yeah, like I said, I never thought this would fucking be what it is now, and here it is at episode 100, and like I said, I digress. I digress on everything I fucking, done. It blows my mind. It blows my fucking mind. And I'm grateful for every minute of it, because it's just like, wow. But, yeah. So, I know, this podcast is really shit. Really, really shit. Almost 45 minutes. It's 43 something at the counter. What else has been going on? License? Yeah. Trying to think. Quiet. I'm quiet. So what else has been going? Well, for those who don't know, I still don't have my driver's license. I know, boo, how the hell could you have done that? How did you not get your driver's license? And all that shit. Well, fun story about all that, and we're gonna go into it. So, many years ago, I think I was like 15-ish when I was ready to go get my license. And for those who don't know, I have cerebral palsy and all that good shit. And it affects my legs, so there's many different versions of it. So what happened was I went to a physical therapist up in Bellevue Hospital, up in upstate New York. For those who don't know where that is, it's right in Albany, New York, where Schenectady is. Schenectady is right from Albany. It's about like 30 minutes away, where I grew up in upstate New York. I went there to get a eval done for my legs, and the gentleman took me in a room, and then he did a quick test with a little brake thing. Brake thing, and then you put your thing, put on the throttle, and then you fucking, so it just gives you a quick reaction time, like a start, go, stop. And the problem was, it was like the thing was like 3 to 4 inches, kid you not, in width, where you had to pick your fucking foot up and slam it on the other thing, which many cars are not like that. It's not even like 2-3 inches apart. Some aren't. Because you can really get your foot over, or you can adjust your damn brake pedal to be wider. You can always buy a new brake pedal to be a little wider. So once we get all done with that, the guy goes, "Okay, I can see you're making a face with because you're using your foot muscle. You're kind of flexing." For those not watching the video, you can kind of flex your face. You're using your feet, close my eyes and stuff like that. You guys can visualize what I was kind of doing, maybe. I'm moving both my feet actually. But the gentleman goes, "Yeah, you need hand controls." I'm like, "Well, how much will that be? Who I'll pay for that?" He goes, "You do." So how much is it going to be? He said, "Probably about $18,000 to $20,000. I went, "Whoa." So that was a big no for my parents. My parents were already divorced. It was a big no for my mom. Like, "No, we can't afford that, blah, 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 blah." So speed up here to many years down in Florida. I was planning on getting my license when I came to Florida. And they said, "Well, you need to get hand controls." They said, "You need to get hand controls." I'm like, "Well, I can't afford that. So how the hell do we do that?" And now it's 2022, and kind of shit's going off the rails. And now I'm hit the thing where it's time. It's time to do it again. It's time to really push it down hard. I'm probably going to get my permit probably next month sometime, and hopefully get the driver's license August or September-ish. That's my goal. Not a hard goal. But, so I went out, I got a driving steering wheel, a G29, I'll go into a little fun fact about all that. Logitech, a friend of mine does rally racing and amateur racing here in Florida, and I asked him how much a sim would be, if I could go down to the facility and try out their sims. He goes, "Oh, dude, the sims are like 10 to 20K. Unfortunately, they don't allow just anybody on them, yada, 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 because they do it for car setup and all that kind of shit, because they don't want to waste time when they go to other tracks and sim. And then when you get the sim done, you can pretty much program what you want to the car to do. So by the time you get there, when you're doing your qualifying, you're able to have the car pretty much adjusted, so you're not wasting time. Anyway, so he recommended I get a steering wheel for the home. So I decided to get a Logitech G29, and I didn't have the money at the time. I had some money, but I was like, "God damn, it's kind of expensive." And then my bro was like, "Dude," he's like, "Yeah, man, totally get one." So he's like, "See if they have one used or whatever." So I went online to Amazon, but Amazon wanted like $300, and even that was like brand new for $300. And then I found one later for like $220. Sorry, all this talking's got me coughing and stuff. Give me un momento. Okay, there goes that one, and that one. We are recording back. Alright. Sorry, I just need to get a quick sip of coffee. Anyway, so I went on to Google, and I think I got one. Well, I went to Amazon first to see if I got a G29, and then I went to Google, and Google had quite a few listings, but everything was around like the $300, $400 range, like something I didn't really want to spend. I'm watching my thing. Apparently I got Phantom Power on, but it's really pulling out of the microphone one. So I went to Amazon, and the listing is actually still there. So, funny story about all this. And I know this fucking podcast is boring for some of you, and I do apologize, but it's my podcast. Went on to Amazon, or went on to Google, and I found a G29, or it was a G20, and the company, I think, changed their name the other day. I found it the other day when I was doing the podcast. The other one was a lot longer. Let me see if I can find it. Logitech G29. Logitech. There it is. Yep, here it is. The camera can actually, there it goes. So $79.99. So that one right there with the rug. For those who can't see, so it's a Logitech G20. So I clicked on this thing, and they changed their name to this. So if you see this in the video, do not click on it. It's bullshit. The site used to be called Bookaloo. Yeah, Bookaloo.tv. And I'm thinking, okay, it's like a Chinese thing. People fucking maybe either didn't know the price of it or what have you. So I end up fucking ordering because it was $59.99. I'm like, okay, maybe this guy doesn't fucking know what he has or whatever. So weeks go by. Not even weeks. I wait a couple days, and I start writing the guy. I was like, hey man, I just need a tracking number, blah 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 blah. I'm a business guy, so I'm just like, hey man, need tracking number, blah blah blah. Kept pestering this dude just to get real documentation going, just in case, because I had a feeling this was fucking either too scammy or whatever. And my theory was true. So I kind of, after like week two, finally made an appeal with PayPal. And I said, hey man, here's the deal. I've got all these emails for this guy. Never contacted me, never gave me tracking, even though it was said they were supposed to. So finally the seller, after PayPal reimbursed my money, which is like $60, the seller writes me back, hey man, we gave you tracking number. We've come to the conclusion that blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, funny fucking fact is, actually give my money back so that the matter's been closed. PayPal's like, don't worry about it. And the seller's like, oh, did you already... So finally, after a little back and forth, I got a tracking number. I tracked it up through fucking Air China or whatever. And I'm like, this is coming from China. What a big fucking package. So I finally get an email saying, hey, package is now in the States. I'm like, alright. So, and all of a sudden I'm like laying in bed or whatever, and all of a sudden it says, package delivered in mailbox. I'm thinking to myself, package delivered in mailbox? How the fuck would a G20, the steering wheel, the pedal, racing pedals, and a fucking shifter all fit in my tiny ass mailbox? I knew something was up. I'm like, maybe the fucking mailman or mail woman, fucking, they just kind of, they placed it somewhere, and that's what the computer marked it as. So I go out the door, check the camera, nothing out there. So I walk out to the mailbox, open it up, grab the mail, see a little package with my name on it, and it said Ali, whatever. It was squishy. I'm like, what the fuck would they have sent me? You know what they sent me? An oven mitt. These guys thought they would play a little prank. And, that was the goal. Anyway, they weren't going to actually send me what I wanted. So the goal was to, charge you and then have, all that money. And then, oh, we're sorry. You didn't get what you wanted. Can you show us photos? So I was like, I sent them photos with me smiling, going, So thanks for the oven, man. Now I can make pizza. So, a couple weeks later, we went to go see Doctor Strange and Into the Multiverse. And my buddy Trent Ward came up, and I hope to have him on the podcast sometime soon. And he keeps saying he doesn't want to be on because he doesn't like the sound of his voice. But he doesn't know that I'm the one who's got to edit it. So, yay. I don't like the sound of my fucking voice, but yet, here I am. Anyway, so we're talking, yada yada yada. We go to see a movie. I enjoyed the movie. I really did. Once I saw her crown and everything, you can have your opinion. That's perfectly fine. I liked it. I was enjoying the set design. I was enjoying tons of things. Thought all the characters were amazing. Thought America was cool. I was really enjoying the film for what it was. I enjoyed the music note scene. I enjoyed a whole bunch of shit in that movie. Once I saw Charles Xavier, I lost my shit too because I was like, ah! Even though he was killed by Wanda. Spoilers. His neck was broken. Spoilers. I thought it was great. I thought it was fun. I have friends that fucking hated the movie. Hated every fucking minute of it. I was like, get your money back. They're like, I wish I could have. You know? So, they're just haters. Haters are gonna hate. Yeah, love the shit out of it. So we're, going back to my place. My buddy took me back. And, he goes, hey man, how's the license going? What's going on with all that? And to be shocking with all of you, people have been very fucking encouraging. A lot of my friends, David and Michael, David just got his license. And, David, unfortunately the reason why he wasn't going to get his license, here in Florida is because he was so nervous behind the wheel. Florida drivers are fucking horrible. Horrible. Aggressive, horrible. I'm from New York, man. I am from New York. You people just fucking want to ram into you and your car, it's hard to have a nice car here in Florida because people will bang your shit up. They will fuck your car up just because they can, because they're upset. I should know my former girlfriend, her car's the fucking passenger side door finally got nailed in a grocery store, and she's still waiting on getting that damn fixed. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So, yeah. Anyway, so David ended up getting his license. He ended up spending, I think all together, just to get some driving lessons in, get himself comfortable behind the wheel. I think they spent about maybe $1,100 altogether, and he got his road test done to the guy and all that stuff like that, which I might possibly do. I might just spend that kind of money. But I ended up getting the G29 off Amazon a couple weeks later, after talking to Trent. So what Trent wanted to do for me, and I hate, I told everybody what was going on, and Trent was like, maybe that should help you. Do what you need help with. I'd like to help you. You've been good to me. I want to be good to you. It's like, fuck the whole job hunting thing. It's time for you to, get your license. It will open up more doors for you. More jobs will open up more for you. With a vehicle, with not having a car, it's hard to open those doors. So he's completely right. Everybody's completely right. Looks like I have lazy on my fucking right eye. Probably do. Maybe it's just a camera. But yeah, Trent was like, yeah, man, let me know what the hand control system's going to cost you. So like I said, previously the hand control system was like about $18,000 to $20,000. It was even more than that because the one they wanted to put in was very fucking expensive, and it had to be fucking ripped out of the car to put back into it. It was wild. Now you can just go to Amazon or a company and they can make them for, they're like $400, $500. They clip right onto the pedals and there's a little pusher and all that kind of. So fucking easy. It's an easy setup. And, but so many people have been very encouraging, man. Like, hey man, go for it, do it. I'm going to be keeping you guys in the loop on how all that's going. I just finished up my drug and alcohol course because I had to email DMV and tell them the whole situation of like, yo man, I'm 36. I'm stupid. And on the contrary, they're like, dude, some people don't get their fucking license till they're, so many people don't get it when they're 16. Many people get it when they're 20 or, my one friend got his, like David just got his, and he's 30-something. My other friend got his when he was, how old was he? He was 21 when he could afford a car. Yeah, he was 21. He didn't get his license until he was 21 because he couldn't afford a vehicle. And how he did, he came from it. He had to take public transit because he didn't need it. He didn't need it, but he was time for him to get a license. He was going to college, and his parents couldn't afford, so his grandfather ended up spending some money and got his license when he was 21. So nothing to be embarrassed about. A lot of wrestlers, from WWE and shit, they don't. I know Finn Balor didn't get his till he was up there in age too. But yeah, my buddy got, he had lessons and then he let this shit go because he got thrown from his when he was 18, he got thrown from the driver's side of his car, blew out the windshield. He said he flew out like 20 to 30 feet, broke both his fucking legs, hip, stuff like that, and he no longer drives. He hasn't driven in many, many years. He refuses to get behind the wheel ever again because of that, and which I find very disheartening. It's like, when you go through that kind of PTSD, it's like, holy fuck, I'll never do it again. So, people telling me like, yo man, don't be ashamed of that. You know, like there's so much new fucking technology for you. So people are really curious about the G29, which I want to show you, but it's right here. You guys can go on Instagram and see it. I'll be plugging it up to my computer, the rig, so you guys can actually like follow along and see how I'm doing. Because some friends have been asking me, hey, I'd like to see it. But my brother or sister wants to kind of get, they want to get into it, maybe sim racing or whatever. Can you kind of explain how your setup is? And all those. So I'll be doing that because so many people have been like, dude, keep me posted. I have a kid that's ready to drive, but he's too fucking nervous, or this one's too nervous. So what are you finding out? Like, what's the new technology that you're finding? So they find that very fascinating. So yeah, I need to get over my ego of asking for help too, and that's one thing Trent kind of slapped me in the mouth with. Was like, you need to stop getting over your ego of asking for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been interesting with all that. I know I'm getting lazy. The reason why I haven't got my permit yet is because I've been lazy of just job hunting and just fucking stress of work, and work's really gotten worse because we're hiring and firing left and right, and I've not been doing too well. That I took some COVID time off, and I could have been outside getting my fucking permit done and training and all that good stuff. But I digress, man. It's a lot of shit, but But that's what's been going on that front. I haven't really been 3D printing everything. I'm just kind of getting all the printers refixed. I'm going to be printing some parts for the computer. I will keep you in the loop with that. You guys can check out the Instagram for that. What other fun facts have been going on? Well, I pre-ordered a Steamdeck. Apparently, Steam is going to be putting out more Steamdecks pretty soon. I spent some money, so I still need to get $200 raised of my own capital. I keep buying Steam games, not anybody's fault, my own. I spent about like almost $100 yesterday when I shouldn't have. Yeah, I spent like almost $100 yesterday when I shouldn't have. To get to buy some more Steam games. I think I'm done for now. I've got enough games to last me like a few months. So, and there's plenty of games that I already have on Steam and other shit from Xbox Game Pass. Pretty excited for what Steam's going to be offering. I can't wait to get this thing a try, man. We'll get into this a little too. Why not? So, what made me want to get a Steam Deck? Honestly, I didn't know. And now I kind of know. It's like, it wasn't like any influencer. It was kind of like, I was always out and about. So, it was kind of like, either at work or we carpool a lot. So, either carpooling or waiting with the Nintendo Switch or what have you. And waiting with that, and then going, love these games, love playing Breath of the Wild, and things like that. But, man, I can't play, like, Destiny, I can't play all these big fucking titles that I own. I have to wait to get home and play them on my PlayStation 5. Which, the 5, like, I don't regret buying it. I mean, I even thought about selling it recently just to, get some extra money. But I was like, you know what, the minute I fucking sell it, for a little bit more than what I got for it, I'd sell it for, like, maybe $700. I bought it for, like, $840. So I overpaid by 40 something bucks. Once I did all the math, I overpaid by 40 something bucks, which isn't bad. But I was like, yeah, the minute I get rid of it, I'm gonna want it back. Like I got rid of my Xbox One, and then I wanted to play it immediately after that because they had Halo and all that good shit. And I was like, God damn it. So I decided never again to sell my consoles. So I was like, no, don't do that, because my consoles become hand-me-downs to my parents, who have my PlayStation 3, have my Xbox 360, they have my PlayStation 4, and they play on all that. My mom has a Wii. I have VR for work and stuff like that, and gaming purposes. I'm also going to be doing some VR streaming for some of you guys. Some people have been asking me about that. How's it helping with your disability? Are there any good games to play with people with disabilities? How's it do with motor control? So we'll probably get into more of that sooner or later. I know a friend of mine's been asking me about that too, so he has carpal tunnel and shit, but he's been asking what kind of games, what games are good to play for memory or movement. So I'll pick out a few, and we'll go through that. But if you guys want to see more of that, let me know. I don't know what to do unless you tell me, so, but I can make it all happen. If you guys give me some encouragement, I'll gladly fucking set up a day and do a live stream of some gaming with Michael, Pernesco. So, but yeah, so, ended up like getting around, doing a lot of carpooling, and then saw the Steam Deck, and saw LZT just talk about it when he was fucking doing a thing, and I thought they were so much money. I'm like, I don't have $400 to spend. Which at the time I didn't, and then I put some little bit of money aside. Still got to put like $200 aside because I spent from my Steamdeck money. But I'll get that taken care of nevertheless. But apparently they're now pushing out Q3 pretty fast, but they're still saying it won't be available. Mine won't be available until October, so I'm going to probably hold it till then. Probably not until, I'm guessing probably late August or September maybe when I'll be getting it. So I got close to getting one a couple times through Facebook Marketplace. But everything seems kind of, be careful what you wish for there. So I went to eBay a couple times, I don't want to fucking pay over $200, especially when I'm going to pop the thing open and put a new SSD in it and all that kind of crap. And so it's like, there's no reason to fucking overspend for something. It's not a PlayStation 5, but I do like the fact that it's portable. It's a little more powerful than the Switch. Well, much more powerful. It's a fucking portable computer. You can, it's got SteamOS on it. But I like the fact that you can take games with you now. Now you can actually have a good time without having to, the doctor. But I went in like one time recently to my doctor's and I had to wait almost an hour to see my doctor because it was a little backed up with patients, stuff like that. Sorry, scratching the side of my head, and you also saw that skin drop. A lot of dry skin. But I'm one of the youngest patients that he has, and I'm sitting there playing fucking Breath of the Wild, and one of the old people next to me, an older gentleman, was wondering what the hell I was playing, because he saw me touching the screen and wiggling the controller a little bit, wiggling the thing, and he's like, young fella, what's that? I went, oh, that's a Nintendo Switch. He was like, why do they call it that? So I had to explain to him why, and I let him actually play it. I said, do you want to try something? And he said, okay. So I let him play Mario Kart, and he thought that was pretty neat. So he's like, oh, my grandkids play that. I said, yeah. And he goes, I think that's pretty cool. I said, yeah. And I showed him that the controllers come off and all that kind of crap, so he thought that was pretty neat. He thought it was fantastic. So the guy had to be like, probably in the early 70s or late 70s. I find it fascinating that, people that age don't keep up with technology. I don't understand. I get it. I really do. Maybe that's not your fascination, but I never hope to get that age and not be up on the latest technology or latest book or understand culture or something like that. But I find it so fascinating that somebody that age can be so amazed with what's coming up. Maybe that I don't know, the different priorities. I don't know, man. I find it very fascinating. Anyway, so played it there, and people were enjoying that, and saw that so I went onto Steam and I was like, let me see what the fucking price is. I found out you could pre-order it for only $5 down. That holds your spot in line or whatever it may be. And I'll be shocked if I don't have the money and it's fucking like, you can get it. And I'm like, oh, I can get it. So I hope that doesn't happen because I really just do want to fucking. I had the money put away, but I that was my own fault. I spent it on Steam games, which I shouldn't have done. But who can resist Steam sales? So I bought a couple of games I already have. I have Horizon Zero Dawn, or like that complete edition, and Tomb Raider. I bought all the fucking Tomb Raiders, the new and improved versions, and I bought Yakuza 0 and the bundle for that. I bought Tunic. I bought so many good fucking games. So I have plenty of games to play for Steamdeck. I am looking forward to really looking forward to putting Metal Gear Solid 1 on it again. I hope to play Metal Gear Solid 1 one more fucking time. I ended up buying also. One moment. This I actually right next to me because I was trying to get it to run. Bum bum bum. For those who can't see or don't know. So, what I was holding in my hand for those listening to audio, I bought a copy of X-Men Origins Wolverine. You're probably thinking, why in the hell would you buy that? Well, when the movie came out, I'm a huge X-Men fan, obviously. If you haven't like already noticed. So, huge X-Men fan. Love Hugh Jackman. Loved Hugh Jackman's edition. Just love the animated series. Love anything kind of Wolverine. Loved anything X-Men because I really felt drawn to that comic, you know, and that culture. You know, mutants are really, you know, they're dying to find themselves, discovery, and stuff like that. But I had an epiphany the other night, and I was like, man, I really wish I could play X-Men Origins Wolverine. I wish I wonder if they had a PC, yada, yada, yada. Steamdeck's coming out. I'm getting a Steam Deck pretty soon, within a few months. I mean, can you take a, you know, whatever game, and can you put EXE it? So, yeah, I ended up finding the game on eBay. I went to a couple websites and stuff like that, and looked it up on Google, and they had a copy of for Windows for $14. So I was like, I'll grab it. Here's the fucked up part though. Why is that game going for almost $100? I still don't get it. So for PS3, like, you can get it for like $20, I believe. And I'm like, well, I don't have a PS3 anymore, and the PlayStation 5 does not play PS3 games. Now the Xbox Series X plays all Xbox titles, which is awesome, fascinating. However, I was never able to get one because my goal was, a year ago, to score an PlayStation 5 and an Xbox Series X. That way I could have best of both worlds. If I wanted to play old school games, I could. You know. My brother was also looking for one for my nephew, and he goes, oh my god, Ollie, that's fucking expensive. I go, yeah, I know. So, X-Men Origin Wolverine is going for almost $100 to almost $900, yeah, almost $100, which is ridiculous for a fucking game. And I'm like, what? There's nothing fascinating about this game. Like, why would somebody want this? I mean, the reason why I wanted it is, you guys already know, I'm a huge X-Men fan, and like, probably one of the best fucking games I've ever played with X-Men style, besides the X-Men whatever game they came out with. But this one has Logan in it, man. And it was made for X-Men Origins Wolverine, the movie, which didn't do too well. I mean, I'm biased. I'm a Wolverine fan. Still liked it nevertheless. Didn't love it, but liked it. Loved Logan. Absolutely loved Logan. Saw Logan twice. Cried like a little bitch on my second viewing. And I remember these two gay guys, this couple I was sitting next to. And the guy was like, talking to me. He's like, oh, have you seen the movie? I was like, yeah, my second viewing, actually. He's like, second viewing? I'm like, yeah, I'm so excited. He's like, your second viewing? You must have really liked it. I said, oh, I'm probably going to cry again. And sure enough, it gets to the scene where he's dying. And I just start kind of fucking dripping. It was like, oh my god. Because it was an end for Hugh Jackman. It was an end for his character. But X1 to X2 to X3. Days of Future Past. Which many didn't like. I mean, I watched because I watched, and I'm an X-Men fan. I enjoy what I enjoyed. And I remember the guy turning to me, it's okay, honey. It's okay to cry. Let it out. And I totally fucking bawled like a girl. I didn't like, but I had weep. I had snot. I had a little bit of fucking tears coming out my eye. I had good tears. Tears of joy because it felt so good that I'm getting to see this in my lifetime. But also tears of joy of justice for this character. And I remember texting Hugh Jackman on Twitter, or tweeting at him, and saying, man, just saw X-Men Origins, or just saw Logan, the second time, this hit me so fucking hard, I'm so grateful I got to see this, and my girlfriend at the time, Dana, who was working in AMC, and she's, and I'm going to the bathroom, and all of a sudden Hugh Jackman tweets at me back, probably like an hour or two later. And he writes me a nice little fucking thing, you know. It's I'm so grateful for doing this role. I'm grateful to be picked for this role. I'm grateful I got to bring this character to life on the screen. I'm glad you enjoyed. I'm glad you enjoyed the character as much as I did. You know, bringing the character to life. And it's something in those terms. I think that's exactly what he said. And I fucking freaked out. He fucking tweeted at me. He literally went, boom, I loved my tweeting. Just knowing that Hugh Jackman was that fucking cool to do that, it made my night. I was jumping up and down. I was literally at the bar reading it over and over again. I think I took a screenshot of it, and I sent it to a few friends, and they're freaking out, and they're like, holy shit, Hugh Jackman just tweeted at you. It's like, it's fucking Hugh Jackman. So, it meant so much to me. Because the character means a lot to me, and the character, level-headed, a prick as he is, he wants to do well. Leader of the X-Men besides Charles. You Wolverine and the X-Men, he's probably one of the most iconic besides Beast, Gambit, Cyclops, Storm, Rogue, Nightcrawler, Magneto, Sabretooth, Juggernaut. Somebody's like waiting for me to put so many fucking good characters. Storm, Rogue, Jubilee was meant for the animated series, and I looked her up the other day. My buddy of mine, Trent, sent me a thing for Jubilee, and he was like, what do you think? And I'm like, woo! He's like, I knew X-Men's your favorite. Which is funny, because I now have an X-Men. I have all Wolverines sit behind me, my friends. Found out that I love Wolverine. They know I love Wolverine, so they're always sending me Wolverine stuff that I love. Because I consider myself an X-Men. But I consider to be... He's my favorite because he's always going through agony. He's always trying to find himself who he truly is. And when his claws come out, he's in agonizing pain. Which, sadly, my condition leaves me in agonizing fucking pain. But I must fight through it daily. So it's hard for, Wolverine to go through all that shit and, be himself and be this character for the X-Men. So, you name it, I probably watched it, and I'm glad I got the game, so hopefully I can rip that. I've been trying to rip it today on the MacBook, which was like, it locks up at some fucking point, so I want to rip it so I can put it in safety, so I have a digital copy of it. So if I ever break the disc, or the disc is no longer, I still have a copy of the game digitally, so I can easily put that on my Steamdeck or on my computer, so it will never be lost for me. Because I really do not like, and the thing is, another reason why I'm getting a Steamdeck too, is I do not like that fucking Nintendo is, how do you, biggest fucking company in the world, not want to do game preservation? And I wish there was a site, I don't know if anybody knows the site, maybe they can send me a link to where you can buy ROMs legally. I don't want to steal ROMs. To be honest, I really don't. I want to pay the developer. I want to pay the developer to get the ROMs legally, where they have them either backed up or you're able to buy a digital copy, to where they can go on Steam, to where you can play them on their computer, so you can enjoy the emulation of the game. But you loved it as a fucking child. There's so many good games that me and Del Marie were talking about the same thing, and I can't wait to sit with her again and do up past midnight. Because there's so many games that, we're losing as a culture and a society that brought us back to what was that we loved, For me, it was hard because I didn't get to go outside. I didn't really get to do much. So the PS1 and it became kind of my serenity, the games, the story. Metal Gear was like my favorite fucking huzzah because I didn't realize these games had voice acting the way that they did. And David Hayter, Cam Clark, I got the fucking autograph in my thing. I actually, during COVID, I actually spent a little bit of money and got Cam Clark and David Hayter to sign a Twin Snakes photo, and they signed it. It's addressed to me, and Cam wrote, "Hey Ollie," and I'm like, it's on my wall. I took a photo of it. I'm gonna put the Metal Gear game in it. But I'm actually gonna rip that game. I don't know how to fucking do that. Rip that game, and then put that on my Steam Deck because I want to play it one more time for nostalgic purposes. Because I really, really enjoyed Metal Gear. I enjoyed that game so much. And I'm glad I still have a copy of it sitting right there. Yep, sitting right there. I ended up getting it from GameStop, and I love that damn game. Loved it so much that I fucking hung on to it for this long. So, it's nostalgic to me. I also got Kevin Conroy's autograph too, which was shocking. So, yep, it's actually his autograph, and he addressed it to me. I didn't tell him the way I am Batman, but apparently he wrote, "I am Batman." I'm like, oh, okay. Yes, sir. So I gotta put that in a frame too. So that's super cool. That would cost me, I believe, $70 with shipping. But it was totally worth it because I love Kevin Conroy. You guys can't tell me anything. He's one of my favorite voices of Batman. Mark Hamill, best Joker. Animated, I'm sorry. John DiMaggio, just as good. So many good Jokers and so many good Bruce Waynes. But for the animated series, you gotta love Adam West, and you gotta love Burt Ward, you gotta love everybody who's did all the fun stuff. But man, Kevin Conroy, man, oof. The Arkham games were A-OK in my book. A-OK in my book. Loved them. But God, but the whole thing with Nintendo, just, it's like, let's make a console that you could take with you. They are going to make a Switch 2. I don't know what the hell they're going to call the new Switch. They keep Switch Pro, whatever they're going to call it. because now you can get a Steamdeck clone or an EmuDeck or some of those kind of other handheld PCs. But Steamdeck seems like they're doing it right with they are taking a fucking loss on their inventory. And where do I think it's going? I don't know. Like, I can't imagine. Excuse me. I can't imagine keep paying all these fucking high prices for games, especially with Nintendo, man. Like, yeah, they have Nintendo Sale, but there's no fucking reason for a game that has come out 3 years ago, 4 years ago, to be at the rate that it is, of $59.99, the full retail price of MSRP, when you can get it on PlayStation for this $12, or you go to GameStop and get it for this price, or you can go to eBay or Amazon and get it for that, really well discounted price. And then Steam, putting games on fucking Steam. Steam is even much, much fucking cheaper for developers. Yeah, it kills the developers too. Not you only get a full price, a cut. However, that's an audience that they weren't able to hit, that wanted to play the game. And now that audience has a fondness for that developer, or that crew that built that fucking game, and sits there and goes, God, I missed that fucking game. The one game I did buy that I had to get again, I now have it. I think I physically own it. I now physically own it for Steam. I never owned it for PlayStation 3 or 4. Did it come out in 3? Yeah, Sleeping Dogs. Fucking loved Sleeping Dogs. Don't know why I enjoyed it so fucking much, but it was so good. So good. Ended up buying a game, Bully 2. I never played Bully, but I was told by all my friends, by Rockstar, gotta play Bully. So when you get your Steam Deck, play Bully. I bought so many good games for Steam Deck. I can't wait to play Horizon Zero Dawn, which I own it for the PS4. All my friends were like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You should have already played it. The problem is I'm a completionist, and I need to really, now, when I can finally get my Steam Deck, when I finally do, probably in a few months, I'll be ready. I'll be ready to have them all there and be able to sit in bed and actually just enjoy the game. Because I'm a fucking child that I am. But, it's weird, that, Nintendo hasn't, they know what the fuck they're doing. But do I feel that they're hurting the community? Yeah, yes, absolutely. I mean, like I said, to sit there and keep the game at $59.99, knowing damn well, they know damn well we're going to pay the goddamn price. However, yeah, like I said, your quality, it's cool. Like I said, I like taking the Switch out and being able to play on the 55-inch, and then like playing Animal Crossing and Cozy Groves, which was like Cozy Groves. Highly recommend. Don't worry, you're not recommend me to get it. So I ended up getting it for a cheap price on I don't know, when they had a sale for it. But Cozy Groves is like Animal Crossing but with ghosts. It's pretty fun. It's cute. It's a good time. It's a little more interesting than Animal Crossing. I must say it's not as colorful, but it has a great idea going forward. So if you haven't looked it up, look up Cozy Groves. Highly recommend it. Dell recommended it to me, so I was like, alright, I'll get a copy of it and we'll talk about it. And then we never really got to do it past midnight because Dell kind of fell in a slump and yada yada. But here we are. I promise I'll get her to do another one. I just don't know when we'll sit down and do it. But to sit there and keep that mentality of gamers play on our console, but they know how to keep the price. Like, I wanted to play Luigi's Mansion, and this shit's still expensive. Wanted to play this, super fucking expensive. Still bought the tracks for Mario Kart, it's like $24. But to enjoy, and now with Dolphin, to be able to go on Steamdeck, and people are actually taking out shit off their Switch and playing it on Steamdeck, and I'm like, wow, is this going to fucking change the landscape of gaming? And at the end of the fucking day, I'm like, it's going to. This is probably going to, if I don't jump on this now. And Linus LTT said the same. Linus said the same thing. He hopes there isn't a Steam Deck 2.0 immediately. He hopes the Steam Deck stays out for at least a couple years before they iterate a new version of it. Just because of the price and the people. And that's okay. Like, if there's a newer version of it, that's cool. But I think it would piss a lot of people off because a lot of people haven't even got their Steam Deck yet. People have pre-ordered way before I have. Steam Deck came out in February, and I was like, what would I fucking need one of those for? And then I realized, oh my god, look what this thing can do. Look at all the emulation it can do. And I saw Metal Gear on it, and I saw a couple of the games that I'm like, god, that'd be so nice to just take a game that I already kind of like want to play and take it with me. Like Spider-Man, like even Sony's getting it on the fucking in the ordeal. Sony is like, yeah, man, like let's do this shit. So God of War Ragnarok, or God of War's already on there. A lot of the games. So Sony's even learning, like, oh my god, we need to get shit on PC too, because it's not all about hardware; it's all about software. And Del Marie keeps bitching about it too. She's like, wow, these games so fucking expensive. It's because it's dev time and it's marketing. Dev time and marketing. So, yeah. So, but in due time, I just can't wait to grab everything and, keep you guys in the loop. What time we are? Oh my lord. Almost an hour and 30, so it's about under an hour of this podcast. Yeah. I don't know what more to say. I'm intrigued. I can't wait for the Steam Deck to come out. Well, it's already out, but I can't wait to get my hands onto it finally. I've been offered some people some money for it, but I will get my budget back for it. Yeah. Hopefully the audio sounds good for this one. If it doesn't, I do apologize. Yeah, I did the last one's a lot longer than what this one was, but I deleted it because it was good, but it was just the audio was so horrible, and you guys don't deserve that. And my podcast is already a piece of shit anyway, and I just do them to do them, to have fun and get my mind clear. But yeah, I thank you guys for everything you've done for me. I thank you for just being there and just hitting that fucking play button. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for fucking being part of this beautiful, beautiful journey of mine, and you just being you guys don't realize what it means to be encouraging, how encouraging that is to me to know that I have people actually fucking listening. It's nice to actually go on the analytics and actually see how many downloads I've actually gotten, and it's kind of freaky, really freaky that I speak at work to probably about 18,000 people a day. I shit you not. That's on a fucking slow, like a medium to slow day. On a packed day, it's about 54,000. Can you believe that? 54K. Probably. I know in one day alone, I bumped into, literally either came in contact or spoken to. In one day, I've spoken to 30,000 people. Shit you not. I may have said hello. I may have interacted with them. I know because I checked the count thing that we do at work, and I'm like, did that just say fucking 30,000? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. I literally shook my head. I was like, people think when you walk into a fucking office and they're like, oh, I just dealt with 100 people today. It's like, that's it? Shit, my fucking first 2 minutes is 100 people. You know, one of the vehicles that I load is 72. You know, do the fucking math on that. Every 4 minutes, I'm loading somebody in. I'm putting somebody out. Loading somebody in. Taking somebody out. When I used to work at that Terminator, it was 708. You know, per show. And there were days we were full fucking shows until 5 o'clock. You know, we started loading. It was first show's full. Second show's full. You know, third show's full. Fourth show, mid. You know, so you'd be fucking boom, 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 boom. You know, talking to people. And I cannot believe how many people give me a fucking chance, you know. And I want to apologize in the beginning, but I really wanted to speak about what's been going on. I felt if I didn't speak about it, it would stay up here. I didn't want it up there, you know. And you may disagree with it. You may agree with it. Teach your own, you know. And I know this podcast is not what it's really about, but this is me speaking my mind and blogging my brains out and knowing that this is going to affect all of us in a certain way. And, you know, we need to encourage, we need to show love, we need to make sure we're not forgetting ourselves. You know, it becomes so simple to forget ourselves. You know, we get lost in such the monotony of media and we forget what's going on really around ourselves. Like I said, this is not just a woman problem, a man problem. This is an us problem. I know nobody will. No, this is a woman problem. Yes, it is. However, we are the next in line. The old saying my father told me recently, about a year ago. And I found it funny. My dad was going to the Albany International Airport, where I'm from, over in upstate New York. So for those who don't know, New York City is not the capital of New York. Albany, New York is the capital of New York. That's where the governor stays. That's where all the shit goes down, where all the legislation goes down. You may not like Albany, but best fucking pizza there. And then the city is the city. So, you know, there's always massive fucking protests about immigration and blah, 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 and taxes. New York is fucked up. Like, it is fucked. Like, it is, like, commercial real estate and whatever. Like, I got friends that are real estate agents up there and shit like that who live in the city. People who live in upstate. My family lives in upstate. I got friends who live in Toronto. I've got, you know, whatever. But my dad, anyway, to make a fucking long story short, my dad was, they were fucking saying something about, Middle Eastern people, like Afghani people fucking coming into the country, taking all the benefits, yada yada. And, you know, speaking about fucking Middle Eastern immigration from Syria and, you know, Dubai and all this shit. You know. And we should fucking kick them out. They should not be taking our fucking rights, yada yada yada. All this fucking immigration bullshit. So, my dad's there and they're bringing coffee to all these fucking people. You know, my dad goes in to, like, to preach, you know, you can't be fucking hating on these people. Like, you know, as I may look white, but I am half Middle Eastern. Like, you know, my mother is Dutch German. My father is Middle Eastern. You can see my fucking eyebrows. Look how thick these fucking eyebrows are. Look how thick these eyebrows are. Look at my hair on my arm. You know? But Dad's sitting there, and all of a sudden, they go to, like, you know, to fucking, you know, not pick it, but to preach. You know, you can't do this. This is whatever, you know. This is against, you know, whatever. And they had people from the mosque there, for, you know, local mosque, and all of a sudden, my dad gets there, you know, he's fucking, you know, I'm gonna go bring these guys some fucking, you know, donuts and coffee, whatever, you know, just support the fucking, the movement of what's going on. We're talking about immigration here. This is wrong. We're telling people this is America, and yet we're telling them not to come here, and, you know, people are trying to do the right thing, and do all the paperwork out, and people are, you know, outside, you know, Americans are outside going, no, get the fuck out of our country, you don't deserve our rights, and, excuse me, how the fuck did your ancestors get in this country? Yes, they probably came over illegally, and then they applied for the proper legal documentation. Don't believe me? You might want to ask your fucking great-grandmother or your stuff and tell me that's how it happens. A friend of mine, at work, when all this immigration shit was going on, a couple years ago again, his mother many years ago, had to come in illegally. They had no choice. She was brought in by a mule. A couple mules, you pay somebody to get you over the fucking border. And they didn't have the money, they didn't have the financing, and some people would fucking say that that's horrific. Why would you do such a thing? Well, that's the way shit is. You don't have the money to, and you want a better fucking life, and this and this and this, but you don't have the financing to do it. Well, his mother ended up, months later, they had no place to fucking stay. They had to go sleep in a fucking thing, like a shed thingy, and then they had to go, go get all the documentation with the immigration office. And she could have been deported, but they didn't deport her. She filed for all the fucking proper documentation, had to do all the, put your fucking hand on your heart. Once you finally become an American citizen, my dad told me this all the time, when he became an American citizen, and it says, do you promise to fucking uphold the United States Constitution? And he said, yeah, I do. You renounce your fucking citizenship to your country. Yeah, I do. You're now an American citizen. But, I'm getting to the point of all this shit. So people are like, just fucking get to the point. Anyway, so my dad's there. He gets there, and there's people from fucking, the temple, the churches, mosque, fucking everybody and your grandmother has to be there. All these religious groups gotta be there. People from fucking, Haiti, people from this church, this denomination, that denomination, what have you. And my dad goes, what the fuck are you guys doing? And kind of like, what are you guys doing here? This has nothing to do with you guys. And this rabbi comes up to my father and says, beautiful fucking words, which I kind of hold dear to myself too. My dad kind of had to look at it the way the rabbi said it, which was, today it's you, tomorrow it's us. Today it's you, tomorrow it's us. Break that shit down. And for every woman out there saying it's about you, yes, today it is you. Today. Tomorrow, it's the interracial couple. The next day, it's the gay couple. The day after that, it's anybody with a disability. Which there are plenty fucking of. After that, anybody who's left-handed. Because apparently there's only 12%. How terrifying is that? Then, it's all the blacks. It's all the Jews. Anybody who's Middle Eastern. Anybody who is mixed raced. Tell me that's not fucking terrifying. Tell me that is not terrifying. And I know we're in this plateau. But today it's you. Tomorrow it is us. That is a terrifying fucking notion. But a beautiful notion. That we all must be in this together. It is not just women we are fighting for. We are fighting for a fucking better tomorrow. We are fighting to go forward, not in reverse. And I get it, women are fucking pissed off. But again, ladies and gentlemen, when they get up here, and you're taking that home to your family, your loved one, person you fucking would die for, and it is harming you mentally or physically, you need to stop and take a deep breath. Take a deep breath and get all this clear. It's like going up fucking stairs. Go to work, you go up the stairs. Getting angrier. The minute you go home, all that anger has to subside. Because the only thing it's going to do is cause more drama, heart attack, stress. It's going to cause your loved ones to feel the same way. And you don't need to bring that home to anyone or project it onto anyone. This world has enough pain in it. But I love that notion that guy told, that rabbi told my father. My dad literally sat there and went, "Motherfucker, you're right." Everybody sat there and looked at my father, and he goes, "You guys have nothing to do with this movement. They're not harming you. They're not harming you." And my dad totally was so fucking blindsided. So blindsided by what, and I sat there and went, "Today it's you, tomorrow it's us." Yeah. Like I said. Women's rights, then men's fucking rights. Every man has to get a vasectomy. Which every girl's like, "Get a vasectomy, get a vasectomy." It's like, no. The girls, we would say no, Guys would say no. Okay? Every left-handed person now has to be right-handed. It's illegal to use your left hand. Did you guys know in the Middle Eastern culture that this is dirty? Because you wipe your ass with your left hand? Isn't that fucking fascinating? What I'm telling you right now. So, as much as we want to say it's one thing going on right now, like I said, it's not a her problem. It's not a him problem. It's an us problem. It is an us problem that we all need to deal with together. And people need to realize that. But like I said, no matter how hurtful you are, how hurt you are, please don't take that home. My word of advice to all of you guys, you guys can fucking turn this podcast off right now. But my word of advice to everybody, like lately, because I've been through anger management training. I was court ordered. And I've spoken about my finding myself and understanding who I was. And what this podcast has really done for me mentally. And many have forgotten how to deal with that. And the minute you find out what's going on up here, you find out who this is, what's in here, no one can touch that. And I find it very fascinating. Many forget who they are. It takes many forever to find out who the fuck they are. It took me years to find out who this was. As I told my brothers, there's nothing you can say to me that wouldn't hurt me. My father's already done that. Do I respect my father? Yes. Do I love my father? Of course. He probably gave me life. I beat the 1,000,001 fucking shot. But, I flew out of the fucking, came out of the testicles, shot up the dick, made it into the uterus, fertilized the egg. Almost didn't make conception. Boom, here I am. Born 1 pound, 2 ounces. Here I am at the age of fucking 36. Talking to you. And there's not a fucking day that I take for granted. Legit, I get up and I fucking smile. And don't get me wrong, I am very fucking depressed some days. I am very upset with myself some days. I very much think about where I've come from. I never thought I'd be doing this. Starting a fucking company, going into fucking debt, going for my driver's license, talking about abortion, talking about our fucking human rights. Yeah, future me is going to be like, holy fuck, kid. Future me is going to be fucking, It's already hard to watch like previous podcasts with me in it, because it's just like, okay. But to know how far I've come, when somebody tells me What have you done? Check it out loud. What have you done? What have you done? You didn't have a kid. Didn't need to. Didn't want to. This time I don't feel like I need to get married. I to be honest, I don't feel. I was already in arranged marriage by when I was 15. You know, supposed to marry some Afghani chick. Had to kind of fight with that one. Now you know. You know, what have you done? What have I done? I survived. I've learned. I've loved. People always hold that against you. Always put that there. What have you done? Because you haven't done something on their level, they always ask you, what have you done? You know, and remember, you don't need to prove yourself. You don't need to prove your worth to them. Because everybody's worth is different. What are you worth today? What are you worth tomorrow? Are you a parent? Are you a son? The fact that we won the fucking genetic lottery to be here in this moment, to form a thought, to be a being in this moment, pretty fucking interesting. Pretty fucking interesting. What have you done? I'm living, goddammit. That's what I'm doing. Just because I haven't created life yet doesn't mean I have to. I think many forget that also, is everybody feels like they need to follow the instruction manual. There is no instruction manual to this life. Many don't want to conceive. Many don't need to get married. Many don't want a relationship. We've cracked the code. This is life. This is life. Fascinating, isn't it? Yep. I flinched. My legs jumped. Ah, that was fun. Oh, that was my leg. Oop. My leg jumped. Sorry, I spooked everybody watching the video. I thought, whoop. But we are in a fascinating fucking time. We will get through this, and I will end it with no fate. No fate. The future is not set. The future is not set. We don't know. So keep positive. Keep humble. Love everyone around you. For the love of God. For the love of God. I'm not even religious, man. For the love of whatever deity you fucking follow or thing you follow, man. Try to spread some positivity. All I can say, man. It's been a wild ride, and I cannot imagine doing this without all of you who've listened, who've clicked that fucking play button. It means the world to me. Many days I'm at work, and I sit there, I stand there, very, very humble, very exhausted, wondering about my future. Did I choose the right path? What the fuck am I doing with my life? I'm 36, second guessing myself, and then seeing others who are younger than me, thinking, is this it? This is what I'll be doing all my life. And having to sit there with them and encourage them to start a podcast, start an idea, learn a skill, do something new. This job that we're doing is just paying for the hobby, the license, the certification for you to go off and do something new. It's interesting. It's an interesting fucking time. Can't believe I made it this far. Episode 100 with you guys. Can't tell you how surreal this is for me. Like, for real, you guys don't have no fucking clue all the years of me fucking doing this, and no one stepping in my fucking way, or a lot of second guessing, a lot of months without doing it, being in a relationship, being out of a fucking relationship now, doing it in my closet office, like, all my fucking 3D printers, or 2 printers were in there, and my sewing machine, and all that shit, and, you know, just fucking learning this skill that no one taught me. Fucking, and then, like, thinking I fucked my life up with this, you know, thing called debt, and realizing, you know, it's not the end of the fucking world. People put that on you, like it's like the end of the world, but it's not. And then having a friend who becomes your brother and fucking makes you a logo and tells you to go for it, and everybody tells you to go for it, go for it, go for it. And then have people question you about what have you done with your life, and you're sitting there going, shoulda, woulda, coulda, but didn't. And I remember telling my mom that a couple years ago. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, but didn't. She always told me I had small head, big ideas. It's true. But you have to get your ideas out somewhere. Everything started from nothing. Your parents decided to fuck, and there you were. So something made them horny. It's a fucking surreal moment for me, Brad. For real, this is a surreal moment for me. Once I publish this tonight or tomorrow, it'll be official. Episode 100 in the books, and I don't even know how to take it. In the next coming months, I'll be further along in life. Life will change. All this past topics are null and void, or previous Ali was naive. It's fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome. Terrifying. So Ali, note for you, motherfucker. This is future you. You're gonna be okay, man. You did it. You got here. When you sat at work and you second guessed yourself and you judged yourself and you almost wanted to fucking give up. Everybody told you to give up. You just kept going. And for all those that encouraged you and pushed you forward, don't forget them. You stay humble. Stay humble, be true to yourself. Keep doing what you're doing. This is gonna be weird if I ever watch this back in the future. Oh, your long ass hair too, man. This is 2 years of growth. Gotta get donated pretty soon. You did it, brother. You did it. All those nights of loneliness and you wondering where you'd be. You did it. You did it. Now on to the next. Yeah. Keep going, brother. Don't give up. Just keep doing what you gotta do, brother. Keep pushing hard. And you got this. It's funny, everybody asks you, what would you say to your former self? And, what would you change? A few things I would have fucking told myself, but you don't have that option. The best thing I can tell myself now is to just stay humble. Stay humble. Try not to tire yourself out. You're gonna have good days, you're gonna have bad days. Just keep moving forward. It's gonna be rough, but just remember you've gotten this far, and be proud of everything you've done. You've learned so fucking much. Keep learning, keep moving. On to the next one, brother. Keep an open mind. Have a good one, guys. Thank you for everything you guys have done for me. I appreciate it. See ya.